My phone is full of storage, so I'm embracing my computer. I get to just be in my reality, and that's all that there is. It's been raining and kind of crescendos this past few days, and it's been really nice. I kind of just like keep coming to this awareness of how I'm meeting my triggers and fears in like a completely new way, where I am kind of a whole new person. I'm a whole new person to myself. And like this past version of me in the last few years was somebody who knew how to understand the feelings I was having and like where to put them. But I'm like learning how to recognize those feelings in this new era and space where like everything is honestly very light. Like there's not really a lot of density in my life, that even these triggers and feelings feel really big, but there's like still not like this huge density to them. I don't know how to make that make sense, but it feels good to feel like my pain is manageable. Like my reality is very malleable right now, and it's really beautiful, and it's kind of a secret. Like I am on a path of destiny that I don't want to like say this in a way that's like egoic, but I'm on a path of destiny where all of my dreams are really coming true. And I feel like there's a lot of parts of my life that like the outer world don't have access to on purpose. Like I'm staying in a really beautiful home right now. It's also really old and looks like hand built in a lot of places. There's just like this lush wild garden, and I'm house sitting for two little kittens. Um, it's just really beautiful and sacred to have this space to myself. There's many more places I'm going to have to myself in the very near future that just show me like luxury and living. I'm either getting paid or like staying in places for free. Um, and it just shows me how the world wants to reflect to me abundance, prosperity, and luxury in home situations, because I'm filtering out all of the trauma I had from my childhood. And I also feel like I'm stepping into like how a famous person moves. Like, how does a famous person like move on the earth? Like, they do things in secret. Like, people don't know what they're up to. People don't know where they're going, you know? And there's like this intense malleability to their environment because they need to be able to move and be actively open to like jumping on a plane and going to this. Like, they need a malleability in their environments for all of the opportunities that come to them. And I feel like my life is like that. Like, I could literally have my whole reality shifted tomorrow, and like I have a space in my life to move with it. I could go anywhere in the world and figure it out, you know? But there's also just the reality of me living and being very inward right now. choosing how to have boundaries with social media, as I also am like a famous person must have lots of boundaries with social media. This is just me daydreaming in my little world. I'm like, most, excuse me, I'm also very appreciative for where I am right now in this present. Like, I'm very appreciative of who I am and where I am, and that I'm not chasing or grasping in anything, and that like I can just be me. Really appreciative that I can like just be me. I dressed up today in like a cute little outfit and thought I was gonna like go to a coffee shop, and then I just didn't. And I was home in my little outfit and was like, I could just like let it be for me. I don't know, I'm thinking about like these people I've been watching since like high school, like Hitomi, and other vlogger people, just like their essence of just being themselves, and like their little mindful universes that they create, like, yeah. You guys want to pull some tarot with me? Let's do it. Let's pull some tarot together. Feel just like death moving through me, but also life. Clearing out neural pathways that do not serve me or the collective. Pathways of fear. Damn, really clear pathways of fear. Priestess of Swords, Queen of Swords. Clearing out nervous system. Regulation habits for fearful systems. These are all messages relating to me, and that's okay. 10 of Wands. The driving force within you wants to be seen and heard, manifested into being known. Passion, wisdom, community, creation networks, create change for abundance, universal abundance. Harmonic frequencies of wealth come from our pain and our ability to use and transmute our pain to a source of vital creation. Releasing the stagnancy, letting the world move out all negative forces and entities that keep this world stuck in fear patterns. Fear is not a real thing. Fear is just an illusion of daydreaming. It comes from daydreaming. It's like the inverse of daydreaming, of who we are. Fear is literally the inverse of daydreaming. Which means if we're going to daydream fear, we can daydream beautiful opportunities and possibilities in a communal, collective sense. Like, to be honest, I've been creating Star Dream with this intention of knowing. I've been creating Star Dream with this intention of utilizing communal wealth frequencies within my own soul and sharing that with the world, because we all carry the frequency of harmony, of connection, of communication. We all get to create. I heard this word, the mind hive. We get to create our mind and our I'm getting some words. Okay, I'm gonna say something that's a really powerful statement. It's gonna be triggering. But this is what the channel message wants to say. The militant forces on this planet do not know their frequency of community, harmony, of love. Those frequencies are not from us. Those frequencies, the militant, military, those are negative entities that vocalize fear into this world and communicate it as the way to live. That is not reality. That is not the truth. They enact harm onto people to create false realities that harm is a possibility. Harm is not a possibility in the real world. Yeah, you could get mauled by a predatory animal in the forest. That's just a natural cause. But to be mauled and... Sorry if this is like... I'm like channeling right now. I need to kind of process what this is saying, because this is actually a lot. And it's intense, and I don't want to like say something without tact. Which can happen, for sure. Yeah, I think I said enough on that. We can spin that out. We understand what that's saying. Yeah, the militant forces have no power over us because their power is rooted in manipulation and fear, and those are not soul contracts we carry within our body. And that is why for me, and for you, it is so important to release energies within us that have accepted manipulation, neglect, or fear, or abuse, because what is within us is outside of us. And so me doing my work where I feel selfish to just be inward, I'm channeling and having my own story come through, just distinguished, to distinguish that. But me choosing myself out of all the lies, out of all these manipulated fear factors within my family line, me choosing myself, I'm grounding this down so I don't get too high in this, but me choosing myself, choosing to go into myself, pour into me, to be a receiver, to know that real love is for me, to know that real trust is for me, to know that real wholehearted, respected relationships are for me. That is my reality. The reality that I was chosen to build myself through as a child in the face of neglectful parents and abuse. Those frequencies allowed me to radicalize my own capacity to receive real love. Everything is like a polar opposite of each other, and I can go and manipulate those polarities to work in my favor as an alchemist. I give death to all that has harmed me in this lifetime, and I make no space for those realities to ever interact with mine. Because that is fear, it's not real. Fear comes from within you. It's not anything outside of you. And even though the natural world has fear and survival in it, it's not from a human. Humans should not choose to enact harm unto each other. We live in mutualism. Mutualism is our natural behavioral system. It's our natural way of sharing resources. So all of these factors, all of these things, I'm using things to encapsulate very specific entities, structured systems, that if I said those words in this video, a little beep beep would go off, so I'm not saying that shit. But fear enacted from forces is all fake manipulation to manipulate into complacency. And I don't want to take all this in right now because I'm nursing my own wounds today. But the message coming through is that it's actually so incomprehensible how we have created so many fake scenarios about what could happen to us on this planet as a human being. And they're not fake because we made them real. We're all making it real the more we choose to feed into our own fear. Do you understand that correlation? The more we move into our own fear, the less we are able to actually create change. And so I'm going to use words that I don't always identify with because I don't really care about labels. But if you are a spiritual person, you feel you have spiritual tools, you're someone people may call a light worker, a healer, an alchemist, a transmuter, you are chosen, a chosen one. I like that phrase, chosen one. Give yourself some crown yourself, hold some dignity with your power. Your greatest gift is your positive outlook. And you shouldn't bypass negativity, but show that negativity, that there are people creating change, creating community, creating frequencies of radicalizing our internal nervous systems to be capacity holders for expansive life that can be birthed out of us and shown new paths, showing the world new paths. That is what my life has to offer me. And it simultaneously really hurts my physical body, my nervous system, my mind, to comprehend how many false scenarios I had to move around for the sake of my own safety. When we are witnessing people living in plays, a theater set up, and the director of the play is directing violence, is directing and crafting and organizing, that play should not receive any validity, if you catch my drift. those directors, okay, this is, okay, analogy a little deeper. Those directors, the people behind the scenes, we're the players, okay? We are the actors acting out the scenes these directors have created for us. If you were in theater, you understand. As an actor on the stage, we can say our lines or we cannot. Okay? We can say our lines or we cannot. When the director of the play starts getting a little egotistical and deciding how every actor should move according to their willpower, by making the actors scared to not say their lines correctly, us as an audience member in this theater needs to kick out these directors from their positions of power, because their power came from the industry of theater. It didn't come from the audience. We didn't create you. And you neglect us, as my own parents have done, as many parents have done to other children on this planet. We do not need to live in a neglectful leadership to validate our anxiety. It says justice, if you didn't see that correctly. This is tower, if you didn't see that correctly. That one's good, but yeah, I have said enough that you can understand. I'll just ground it back to myself that creativity is not just about making art. And I'm an artist. My personal world is about my feelings and how my feelings move into physical things like music, poetry, painting, this platform I have. If you don't notice who you're becoming, you can accidentally become a player in someone else's role. That was kind of random, but that wanted to be said. So, creativity, I'm stepping out of channeling and stepping into me. These are my beliefs, my personal beliefs. Creativity comes from your power centers in here. And you move that up. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. It's not just these things. But if you are familiar with the chakra system or just in tune with your own energies, you have some major power sources here. All of your power is equal in my mind. My mind is so powerful. My mind processes my daydreams, visuals, visualizations, all of these things. But I feel like the energy of community and harmony comes into our more physical parts. These are the parts that we literally connect other people to. Whether through reproduction, we are connecting our bodies physically in the world with each other. And so I, as a creator, I can create a harmony and frequency adjusted to my daydreams, to my visualization, to my heart's desires, to my sacral, to my roots, physical needs, physical desires, the pleasure within me. And then it all comes to here. This is called your power center, your solar plexus, your will to choose. Creativity, to me, all fuels into my autonomy, because I'm a creative director of my own life. That if I don't like something, I sit back and I say, how can I make this fun? It's hard to live and pay rent and make money to pay rent, and I don't necessarily like it. How can I make this fun? How can I make this enjoyable for my life? Oh, you think I'm talking to the director directing the play of like the zombie apocalypse that I'm not watching. I don't want to give my money and coins to that. No. Oh, you want to talk to me about my creativity and how my life needs to be operating in this, because this is how everyone else is doing it and this is what you want of me to feed in. You want my energy in your play. You need me to act and star in a leading role in your play. I don't really want to. I'm my own main character. I'm the leading role. So yeah. So when I start asking how to make things fun and enjoyable, I start radicalizing these that want to suffocate our own sanity and autonomy. Because I'm not living in that mindset where I'm dependent on a neglectful parent. Whether that's an analogy or my actual reality, which both are true at once. Creativity stems from literally being able to do anything you want, rooting into your own frequency of power. So I've built Star Dream Garden to be able to become a vessel of community power, which means I can't be the sole creator within it. I need unified people who want to commit energy into fueling life-giving, wealth-giving, material wealth-giving webs, cycles, whatever word, little portals. Like, this isn't just about energy and spirituality. This is about real, tangible methods to communicate together and create together using the power we already have as human beings. Because we can sit around and we can watch the destruction happening. But if you really want to create what everyone calls New Earth, you want heaven on earth, it is not about sitting and waiting for it to happen. It's about understanding that you can receive all of the frequencies necessary, all of the material tools necessary, all of the human beings necessary to then give. I'm going out my left hand right now, which is funny because usually it's the right, but whatever. Backwards, polarities. Give. Open your heart to move energy through you. Feel full, share that fullness. You got $1 billion? Give it to me. Please. Got $1 billion? Share some with some friends. Share some with some people. go eventually on my little website and see people who have, like, I want my website and my community, like, I have the visuals of it, like, a place where it's like these physical things, like, where, like, where does money want to go? How do people, like, da 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 da, and it's like, you have different organizations doing different grassroots actionable work. You see that their overall abundance is there. You see this one's up there. It's like a little circle. You go on this website, you see this little portal, and you can see that today we're highlighting this dude because this guy has been shared to, this guy has been shared to. Making sure everybody is being shared with equity and equality. Making sure there's a balance, a scale of money being dispersed between people to wherever it needs to go, you know? This is why I do what I do. This is what I'm changing my life for. This is what I'm changing my internal frequencies for. This is what I'm challenging my biases for. This is what I'm challenging my individualism for. This is what I'm challenging all of my energy for, because we were once very, I'm getting a word that wants to come through. We were once very monarchly inclined. I wanted to say matriarch. Monarch. Like a butterfly. The butterfly effect. Ooh, the butterfly effect. The domino effect. The effect of sharing rather than taking. Rather than... the effect of sharing. We're just going to stick with that. The effect of sharing is a domino effect, because sharing is fucking caring. When you share, you show people it's safe to share. You show people it's easy to share. That to me is a real wealth frequency. When you say it's actually really easy to share, you allow people's heart to open up. You allow this, like, oh, I get to be in connection. I get to understand that I'm a part of a connective world. I'm saying this with the Justice and Tower card just sitting right here. The justice is for us to start giving to each other again. Not losing sight that we are giving people. That we are created on this earth to be in literal harmony. Where I've been staying is very surrounded by nature in the woods, and I've been sleeping with 2 little cats in my bed. And there's like this family of turkeys that comes by, and I'll just take a moment to be like, I'm a human, 2 cats, 2 turkeys outside. Like, listening to the neighbor's chicken cuckoo in the morning. Like, the water is falling. Just seeing how everything just works in harmony. That's the life we're meant to live. That's the life we're meant to create together. So, let's get out of our mentalities that everything is just spiritual and just energy, because it's actually very it's earthly, it's material, it's 3D. We're choosing to operate in a play we did not sign up to do. We didn't audition for these roles. These roles were cast onto us. We've just been adapting because we're adaptable creatures, but we're going against all of our natural harmony. Like, I thought I would live in, like, New York City and become, like, an editor of, like, a magazine. And, like, that sounds cool. That's fun. But, like, do you guys sleep? Like, when you're in New York City, like, and I'm just shouting out New York. No shade to, no harm to New York. But I love New York. I brought that up because I've been to New York many times and I really love it in everything, but I could never live there because I, like, need my privacy of being with the forest. I need to, like, you know, I never feel most like I always feel like myself when I'm rooted in nature and there's a garden happening, there's animals, there's people who can teach me, you know? Yeah. I'm not trying, yeah. It's just, we gotta do this. I'm grounding into myself. I'm letting go of this channel for now, but this is what it looks like to channel energy. I start getting awkward when I'm letting it integrate. Because I don't know what to say. Because there's so much that just was said. I think it also just comes, this is like pure me right now. I'm back, right? It also just comes down to being really vulnerable and honest and in your day-to-day life. Like honest of your perception of things, like allowing things to not actually be okay. Like there's a lot of stuff happening that's like actually just not okay. And even like a day-to-day life that, you know, the people in the country that I live in, it's like a lot of us are really just going to coffee shops, working, hanging out with friends, like living these simple lives within capitalism. And a lot of that's also just really not okay. You know, like I think it should stop being normalized to not like be in a room with people, like being in a coffee shop and people are all on their computers, like they're working or making money or in school or something. But it needs to stop being normalized that like you could see somebody every day and not know their name, not know how they're doing, not know their best friend's name, who like the close people in their lives, like if they have a pet, like, you know, like we all have an opportunity to like genuinely connect, and that is where real change will happen. So I hope you've enjoyed my grainy photo booth laptop check-in. I think it's kind of funny, but also nostalgic. Yeah. I've said a lot. My name is Hia. This Star Dream Garden is my place where I'm offering creative coaching to do the work of discovering what makes life fun for you. How do you come back to your inner child? How do you make space for your inner child? How do you unify your creativity? I'm in the baby stages of building this web, of building this community. So I'll link my Facebook group below because I think that's a good way to just like easily connect with people. And I think I'm gonna start a Patreon or like something that has like an affordable membership that I can start hosting. Excuse me. I think I'm also gonna create like a Patreon or something soon that has an affordable membership where I can do like once a month or like twice a month these inner child sessions and doing art therapy sessions and just honestly putting us in a little virtual room together and having like real conversations that are not just like about my own ideas. Like that's like another thing about community orienting, is that I understand my tools and my assets. And these are part of like shapes. Like if you want to work with me, I have certain shapes that help connect you to your inner purpose, your inner child, your inner artist, your inner creator. I have these like certain shape modules that I want to work in group sessions with, where we sit together and we like all just creatively draw up these shapes and put ideas that we want to happen, ideas about ourselves, ideas about these things. Like anything. It could literally apply to anything coming to you. Anything whether it be like fear, shame, sadnesses, to like, I want to have a horse. I don't know. Like, it could just be anything you want. I'm building space where like we can sit together and just create very simple visual tools to align you with these things and have that open communication that you may not have access to in your life, because it is different to start orienting your life through a creative path. And you can do anything creatively. You can go to a 9-to-5 job creatively. Once you start activating that creative power, you detach yourself from a survival state. You detach yourself from being a player, being an actor in a play you didn't audition to. So I would really love to start doing this with people. I'd love to start orienting my livelihood on my own creation through these methods and not have to rely on other people for my own creative wealth. Like, I'm about creative wealth. I'm about the power money has. Yeah, so eek, I was totally not expecting to get here. I literally was just journaling for my own vlog space. I have my artist channel. Yeah, Stardream is this community. Me personally, you can find me at the Delphia, the.Delphia on Instagram and YouTube. I make a lot of music. I'm a musician. I'm a music producer. So that's my vibe. But yeah, I'm actually just really excited. And I feel like my perfectionism is like, I'm challenging my perfectionism too by like creating these things where I'm like, is this professional? It doesn't look that great. But it's like, none of this matters, really. That's another capitalism manipulation that like I have to show up and be professional to get paid money to exist on this earth. No. I do have the certifications for coaching. I am also a yoga teacher. I have the physical experience of alchemizing my energy from survival state to creative state. That's a part of my personal story. This is my path. I was put on this planet to cause creative disruption. This is my path. This is my purpose. This is who I am, and it's just really cool to even say this into my computer and post it online. So, you're frozen, whatever. Peace out. Find my things. Let's connect. Mwah.